What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a little bit of analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to be checking out the weekly and the daily time frames, maybe even the 4-hour time frame. I just want to get an idea of what's going on the bigger picture and zoom out a little bit from my normal day trading adventures. If you do enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and leave me a comment letting me know this perspective helps, so then I can keep making this type of content. If not, I won't waste your time with it popping up on your For You page. Anyways, let's start diving into it. Bitcoin on the weekly. What we can see here is we had a very distinct uptrend, and we managed to break down from it on this week. In the next 3 days and 6 hours, this could be a confirmed breakdown of the uptrend, which, naturally speaking, we would be looking for a little bit of a retracement or finding some levels of support. We also can notice on the weekly time frame, we have a very distinct level of resistance and not being able to break on the weekly time frame. This level right here at 119,393. We have been held down for a while. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks straight before the buyers have finally just said, you know what? We can go get some better prices. That's basically what it's looking like. A little bit of buyer exhaustion when you see a perfect straight line for 6 weeks straight. Anyways, we do have some levels of support sitting below us. First level of support is going to be right here, $109,098. Next one after that I would be focusing on is this one right here. So these are the two levels of concern at the moment, anywhere between 109,000 and 104,511. So very interesting to see that. I do like seeing the zoomed out approach because we are resetting our stochastic on the weekly. We did have triple bearish divergence before we canceled out the bearish divergence with the slightly higher high. So I do believe this is just a market correction where we could act as previous resistance could turn into support. So this is a possibility. It does not have to happen. We could break straight through this and go test the 50 simple moving average, which would also coincide with these levels down here. These levels down here at 93,605. Not saying that's going to happen, just saying if it does, I am mentally prepared because I know there's a lot of support sitting right down there. So anyways, this is what I'm focusing in on the weekly. Let's check out your daily time frame. Let's get some levels. Let's see what the swing traders are possibly looking at, and let's go from there. Also, this uptrend, let's correct it a little bit, just a little bit, based off the daily. There you go. So if you look at it from this aspect, we have just barely broken through. We are 3 days outside of this uptrend, which is fine, no big deal. But we are currently looking at a possible trend reversal. So what I would be focusing in on from the daily time frame is something like this playing out. So lining up with your fibs, getting down into this choppy range, $106,283. That does not have to happen. It is a possibility. One thing to really focus in on the daily, so ending today, we could see a support held at 112,518. If the bulls hold this level, this will be extremely bullish in my opinion, because then we could say we're range bound instead. But we will see how this pans out by the end of the day. As of this moment, if we do get a rally, I'm going to be looking for a common retrace based off your high to low. That would be great, but I do believe we would need Jerome Powell at Jackson Hole tomorrow to set up for some form of rate cut coming in September for the markets to rally on. But if we do get a common retrace from here, I would be looking for anywhere between a 5.07% move to the upside or getting as high as a 6.38%, getting that 618 golden retrace. So that is what I'm seeing currently out of Bitcoin. Provided we hold support, we could see up to a 6% move to the upside. If we do not hold support, there is a possibility we see anywhere between another 3 to even 5% to the downside. So we really do need to see how this daily candle closes as the markets start getting fearful about the idea of a rate cut that they were so strongly expecting. But anyways, that is Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and check out Ethereum. So Ethereum, same thing. We're going out to the weekly time frame. Let's check this out. So Ethereum, on the contrary, has not made an all-time high. So we do have our all-time high sitting up here. We came extraordinarily close on this breakneck pace to the upside. Beautiful movements out of Ethereum. We are stuck in this tiny little range right now, close to the tops. So right now, if we do come down, we're looking for major support, honestly, at $3,921. This would be major support because you tested it 3 separate times on the weekly, got rejected each time. This is the first time in forever that we have broken above it and stayed above it for any length of time. So this is really good. Really, really good. On the weekly, we are touching into that overbought territory. So getting a consolidation makes a lot of sense. That's perfectly fine. We also are showing a... it's not really bearish divergence because you do have a higher high, but looking at this previous high, someone could make the argument that's bearish divergence. However, you did cancel out any bearish divergence you had here. So I'm not too worried about the bearish divergence here, but someone out there might be. Hopefully the whales don't notice that. Now let's go ahead and check out our daily time frame real quick. Actually, hold on. Let's look at our uptrend here because our uptrend looks obnoxiously strong. Just obnoxiously strong. Look at that. We could come in a direct straight line down back into this range all the way down to 2,763 and still be hyper bullish. Wow. That's impressive. It's actually impressive. One thing I do want to also mark out on the weekly is this level right here. So if we happen to lose 3,921, I'd be looking for support at 3,653 as well. So that's an interesting thing to see. Checking out your daily time frame. Now your daily, you do have bearish divergence, yes, but you have reset your stochastic already. You're sitting nearly in neutral territory. Ethereum still looks extremely strong. Extremely strong. That's kind of remarkable. So let's go ahead and get our trend right now because all we're focused on is, are we going to break trend or not? Currently, this is our trend. We tried to break out of it today. Looks like they are holding us down for now, probably waiting for the Fed to speak at Jackson Hole. But as of right now, it doesn't look like very much is going to hold us back. If we pull our fibs from our low to high, let's just see if we got a 50% bullish retrace. So we are right at the territory in which it's probably a good idea to start taking a jab at it based off your daily time frame. If we do have this as our main support and we do not see a touch at 3,921, we have a target to the upside, which would be $5,266, which would be a brand new all-time high for Ethereum. So Ethereum does look extremely strong right now. And our downside target, realistically, it's only about an 8% downside move as of this moment in time. If it continues going lower, I would look for major support, about a 14% downside move. So I'm still in the bullish camp until we start losing levels of support on the daily, and I'm not going to focus on much else past that when it comes to long-term holdings, extended downtrends, anything like that. This could just be a short-term correction as the market has been rallying like crazy. But understand, the whole entire essence of Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. So if you have the Fed constantly fighting inflation, it's going to be a little harder for Bitcoin to rally. If you see the Fed cutting interest rates and possibly turning on the money printer, that is what's going to send Bitcoin and Ethereum up in a big way, because that is just increasing the amount of inflation we get. So it's one of those things, everybody wants our markets to go up exponentially, extraordinarily, crazily. But remember what it's built for. It's built to fight against the inflation. So if inflation is not here, it is awfully hard for hedges against inflation to do well. Alright, hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of perspective on what's going on. Hopefully you're not getting scared out of these markets, because nothing looks doom and gloom just yet. So hang on tight, and let's see what type of volatility comes by tomorrow as Fed Chair Powell speaks at Jackson Hole. I will catch you later. Take it easy. Also, if you happen to need an exchange to trade on, check the links in the description down below. We have plenty of partnerships, amazing deposit bonuses that you can take full advantage of this market. Anyways, I will catch you later, and have a good one.